Welcome to Screencast, Kind of Funny's only entertainment-based podcast. That caught me totally off guard. I don't know why. All right.
I saw it end.
Yeah.
I looked over at you and I saw you look at your watch.
I was thinking about the intro and like being like,
Kevin, listen, Kevin's got shit to do today, ladies and gentlemen.
Someone please make a GIF of me surprised.
It's already happened.
Well, welcome to Screencast, Kind of Funny's only entertainment-based podcast where we come together and discuss all the movie news, TV show news, and streaming services that you want to talk about. If you want to catch us live, you can find us on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames at 11-ish. Yeah.
11:15 today?
Yeah.
Well, it would have been 11:12, but took us a couple seconds to get the show started. That was, by the way, exactly what I needed today.
Yeah.
I came in here in a good mood, and I think I'm leaving in a great mood.
Hell yeah, dude.
Tell you what.
If you don't have time to watch us live, you can catch us on YouTube on youtube.com/kindoffunny.
Here it is.
If you want to just hear us and not see us, you can go to soundcloud.com/kindoffunnyscreencast.
Or just search for it on your podcast
Or just search on your podcast services. It's
Everywhere.
on all of them. You can also catch us on roosterteeth.com.
Hell yeah.
All these great places to see us. If you want to help support us, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny and support at any tier you want, specifically the bronze if you want to answer some questions that we throw out at you guys. I am your host, Kevin Coelho, and to my immediate right, Nick Scarpino, the man with a three-fingered review.
Hello, sir.
Hey, what's going on? You seen anything good
I've watched a lot of TV lately. Just
right.
finished the season 2 finale of Star Trek Discovery and almost cried.
Damn.
Fucking, they're doing shit with that show? That is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen.
The bully
I don't know
going where no one's
Have
gone
you
before.
have you finished it yet, Kevin?
So I started the first episode of the two-parter, and then Paula came in and she was like, "Hey, we watch anything else?" And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I finished the season last night. I don't want to spoil anything for it, but I really, really liked this. And I just, there's a couple different ways they can go with this show now, and I hope they go both.
Yeah.
I hope there's literally, we'll talk offline.
They go both.
I
There's a couple
literally
ways.
think there's just some shit that happens at the end where you're like, I could see this show doing a lot of fun stuff in the future. Very excited for it.
Yesterday we had Anthony Rapp here.
We did, which is fucking weird. Because
so
he was
cool.
like, "Oh,
It's
did you watch?"
surreal.
He's like, "You're gonna watch the season finale tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, right, of your show that I love."
Yeah.
That's weird. I was rapping with Rap yesterday.
Rapping
You know
with
what I'm
Rap,
talking
baby.
about. And he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "It's gonna blow your mind," and it fucking blew my mind.
I'm very excited. I can't wait to
Yeah.
get home before Paula so that I can watch it all.
They've just done, watched that. I also started watching one of my other favorite shows on Amazon, which is called Bosch. If you haven't watched Bosch, it's a detective show set in LA, but it's got kind of a noir jazz style to it, which I really, really like. It's dark, it's fucked up, it's gritty. It's very, very much worth watching. And I really, and then I started watching The Tick as well. What are you giggling out of there, fucking
Start
goofy
going.
ball?
Thinking about
What's happening? Are we on a show?
It was one of those things where, like, in my mind, we were still doing the test runs, and I wanted to be like, 11:15, but so I wanted to know what time it was. I'm a silly boy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And to
It was
your
the best.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done?
No, I'm all
Okay.
done, man.
To your right, my left, Tim, the LaCroix boy, Gettys.
Boy, Gettys, dude.
Doggy
That's
dog.
me. That is in fact me. I watched two things of note this week. I watched The Perfect Date on Netflix.
What'd you think?
The latest
The Noah Centineo masterpiece.
Masterpiece is a word. It's not the one I'd use for this movie, but I had a damn good time.
Yeah,
It's fun,
you
right?
did.
It was very fun. I actually really like how it, jokes aside, subverts expectations a bit.
Wow, fuck you,
in the first 30 minutes of the movie, they keep throwing things at you, and you're like, this is a shitty teenage rom-com. But then it's like they immediately solve the problem so quickly, where it's like, they're going to go on a date together, and he's not going to tell her that he's really using an app to do it. Oh, no, he tells her.
Yeah, straight
and
up.
she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool.
What's the premise? He's using an app to do what now?
The premise of the movie is that this kid's trying to get into college.
He's trying to get into Yale.
Yeah, feels like he's not good enough.
He's a poor kid who doesn't look that poor because his dad actually lives in a pretty nice
beautiful.
house. And he's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Noah Centineo. He's the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. He's just a perfect little scar on his face too. All that
Let's
shit.
just keep moving along with the plot.
Just he walks by, grab.
Grab.
So The plot is he wants to get into Yale. He wants the perfect life. He feels like he's not perfect. Here we go. Joe's on this. And in order to make
you talk about Noah Centineo and not call me in.
I just knew you'd feel it and come in.
Grab.
So the idea is he overhears one of his rich fellow students talking about how he's getting paid to take his cousin to a thing, and he goes, "Hey, I'll take her."
I've seen the
and
trailer
then
for
once
this
he goes out, it realizes that, hey, I can just be a stand-in, which the movie you could totally tell was going to be called The Stand-In, and then someone's like, that doesn't make any sense. This doesn't really tell, and so we'll change it to The Perfect Date.
Weird name, I'm gonna say. Like the
It should have been called The Stand-In.
Yeah, exactly.
But that makes sense
Because he
like
makes an app called The Stand-In,
But that's the
which
thing,
is like,
the
hey,
movie should have been called The Stand-In.
and it's actually pretty cool because instead of he's at first I'm like, oh, he's going to be a male escort, but it's not about that. It's about how like he
Jesus Christ.
Well, no, but I don't.
The teenage version.
Yeah.
The teenage version, which is like, hey, I like. So for instance, there's a scene where a girl hires him to pretend, like, to practice dating. So she goes, "I like this guy. I'm gonna hire you, and so I can get the jitters out of dating." And then he's like, "Yeah, someone else wants." There's another great scene where a girl hires him to be an asshole to her parents so that they'll accept her real boyfriend when
that's
she introduces
smart.
them.
That's smart.
And so he like walks. He's like, "I gotta take a deuce." Where's that? Like he acts all ghetto and shit. It's really cute.
It is.
The only thing I don't like about it was there's a point where, of course, during the midpoint where all the shit goes to shit, his best friend just totally is like, "You just betrayed me," and I'm like, "Dude, you built the fucking app, bro," and it was one night.
Yeah, it's really weird. It doesn't.
And you
hold
said
up.
I could go to work.
And it's fine, but it's like it's. I just really enjoyed
no
the
to
beginning.
all the boys I've loved before.
That is correct.
It's no Laura Condor.
That is true. That is true. But anyway, it was a fun time. I recommend it
All right.
as just noise to put on.
Yep.
You know,
All
but like good noise though.
How dare you?
Yeah,
It's true.
And then the other thing, I finally saw Shazam in theaters.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was fine.
Yeah.
I don't
Better
think it's
or
worthy
worse?
of any of the praise that it's getting, of people being like, "This is the best DC movie," or
I
like
mean, it
it's.
is.
Well, it's just like DC is like the younger kid that never really did anything, and then when he does something cool, you're like, we have to give him extra praise.
That's what it feels like. It's totally fine. It's not bad. Like there's nothing bad about the movie at all, which is really cool.
How does it rank against Wonder Woman?
I still think Wonder Woman is
better.
the better movie, but even then, like I just feel like the first 2/3 of Wonder Woman are great.
I mean,
And-
so much shit for that DC comic.
So that's the,
Whatever.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
like I'm not going to sugarcoat any of this stuff. It's like it's how I feel. I saw this movie. It was fine.
Yeah.
I just my biggest criticism of it is that it marketed itself as a comedy. I was excited to go in for the comedy, and I didn't find it that funny. And
Oh, man, that's crazy.
I mean, you guys totally disagree with me. which
Yeah,
is good.
100%. Yeah,
Like,
I loved the Freddy and all his family members, except for I think Carlos was his name, who has like no lines.
yeah. Megan Good's in the movie. That was
I love
cool.
Megan Good.
I love her. It was nice seeing her fresh out of Cousin Skeeter.
She was in Roll Bounce, I think, right?
Yeah,
Love
it
that
was.
movie.
You know, the villain I heard a lot of people talking shit about.
Mark Strong.
Didn't mind him.
I just felt like the first 15 minutes of that movie
Oh, yeah.
really could have
It
been
sets the tone.
Could have been 5.
I feel like this movie's as good as that 15 minutes.
No.
And I think that's the problem. Is like it sets the tone. It's like this is what this is. It's not what you wished it would be, which is like super funny throughout the entire thing. It has funny moments, but it's not a funny movie. That's I feel the best.
Can
thing I
we agree
say
the
about
kid
it.
from It fucking phenomenal?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
kid.
Like, there's.
My expectation when this trailer came out was it was going to be a solid 80% of just a fun movie that was good but mildly forgettable. And I still haven't seen it. Let's put it this way. It's very telling that I'm like, I don't want to rush out to
Nick,
theaters to see it. It's a superhero movie. I should want to see it.
You don't go to movies unless we make you go.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. If it's a Marvel movie, I absolutely get stoked for it, and I want to be. I want to be caught up in that. No, I mean I've seen like when Star Wars came out, I didn't go with you guys, but I went over the weekend. I think the last
You didn't
Marvel
go
movie.
with us to Star Wars?
I didn't go with you guys to Captain Marvel either. I don't think, did I?
No, yeah, we didn't
Yeah, I
do a
went
group
separately.
one.
But the thing is this, like, I'm excited about those because I want to see how those build into the overarching story of what Marvel's doing. With DC, it's kind of heartbreaking that I'm like I still haven't seen Aquaman, and I'm like, well,
I'm excited for the day you watch Aquaman, just because I want to get your
as soon as it's
take
free,
on it.
as soon as it's on Netflix, I'm hyping that thing up in my.
Here's
own
my
way.
thing, man. I'm over comparing them. It's not about DC versus Marvel. It doesn't need to be, and it hasn't been for a very long time.
Yeah.
Marvel at this point is competing with itself in my mind, and DC is competing with itself and Fox and any other superhero thing that we see.
And I feel like if that's what you're comparing it to, like anything that isn't MCU, I think it's great.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. And it's just like, I just feel like we just don't have room for movies that are like fine superhero movies. At that point, they're superhero movies. I want something a little bit more.
I think the moral of the story here is if you're going to see a movie this weekend, either Shazam or The Perfect Date, I think we all know the answer to this.
Well,
Watch
one's
The
at
Perfect
home
Date.
and the other one's in the movie
Exactly.
theaters.
So easy. It's
Shazam's
right
better
there.
than a perfect date.
How fucking
I'm
dare
telling
you,
it
sir?
is.
How dare you? They dance in a subway at the end. They dance in a subway sandwich.
Spoilers!
There's nothing spoiled about this movie. It's actually endearing.
Yeah, it is endearing.
And again, I don't want to talk shit. I mean, I haven't seen Shazam. I'm excited to see Shazam. I just am literally, if I see a Starbucks and stand on the way, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Starbucks. That's about as excited as I am.
Well, you could do both, Nick.
I could do everything.
Well, this week I saw Dumbo. Went to see it in the theaters.
How was that?
Not great. Really, just
Doesn't look great.
not a great movie.
Looks like there's a lot going on, and none of it is something that I want.
Yeah,
You
not
know?
enough little elephant in it. Also, they make some changes where I'm like, there's no reason you had to do someone riding Dumbo while he flies. It looks stupid. It looks really stupid.
Was it Cersei?
No, it was the other. That's funny though. And then I also watched The Quiet Place.
Oh, finally. What'd you think?
It was cool.
I like that movie.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen something else. Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was very hyped for me. So watching it, I was like expecting a lot, and it was cool. It did a job. Mm-hmm. Really sucks that the girl turned off the hearing aid because she's like, oh, it's unbearable. Can't make the correlation right away. But what are you gonna do?
You know what? You put yourself in that spot with monsters out there eating you.
It's terrifying.
You're not going to be as sharp.
Yeah.
We also watched Game of Thrones. And then just a quick
Right, of
mention
course,
for that
that's-
full review. Go check out Game of Thrones in review. We're going to be doing the entire season.
Yeah, we're not including that in these recaps of
Every
what
Monday.
we watch.
Every
I
Monday.
also watch Unicorn Store.
Every Tuesday? Every Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, Monday. When are we doing Game of Thrones?
Monday.
Thank you. Oh, how was that? The Brie Larson movie? It looks
was-
weird as fuck.
It was weird.
Brie Larson, I've just decided, I think, is a very eclectic person. With a very
Her
eclectic.
acting's great in it.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
she's great in it. But I watched the trailer and I was like, what the literal
Yeah.
fuck is this movie about?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. Guess what? We got Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson, and everyone's going to love them because they're in Captain Marvel together. And I'm like, I don't think this is going to translate at all.
It's extremely cookie cutter. Where
Is
it's
it?
just like, yeah.
It looks weird. It looks like being John Malkovich or something fucking weird like that.
But
Or
if
like
you just
Eternal Sunshine.
think of the premise, I'm sure that you could figure out what the whole story is going to be. Very simple movie. Then I watched Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, buddy. What'd you think?
It was all right.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I thought that the mom character was like unbelievably an asshole.
Michelle Yeoh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her a lot though.
Dude, like
Yeah.
they're baller rich. Like,
Yeah,
if,
that was
if your
cool.
son brought home a commoner, you'd be like, we got to weed this shit out right now. We got to keep our shit baller rich.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Although my wife brought up a very good point watching that movie. There's a part in the movie where he goes, we got to fly home to do the whatever to the wedding. You want to come with? Yeah, great. And then they fly in that bomb track, like upper area first
the
class.
like super first class with beds.
But my wife was like, but they're billionaires. Wouldn't they have like 5 planes? Like, wouldn't they have a plane that they would just fly
I'm
private?
sure that they have access to that, but it seemed like he was disconnected in the sense of like, I don't think he was asking for money.
Disconnected enough to like be like, I don't want to take the private jet, but I will take the fucking $17,000 a ticket first class thing.
But I'm sure he paid for it himself.
God damn, that guy's jacked though. He's a good looking cat.
Good looking guy. Good looking people all over that.
Yeah, they did good casting that.
But yeah, it was cool.
I liked Aquafina in that movie also.
I loved Aquafina.
She's funny as
and her
fuck.
family, great casting there.
I feel like conservatively, if she were to come in here, Tim, you and Aquafina would be very good friends.
I feel like we'd get along.
I feel
pretty
like you guys would be.
well.
I feel like you'd
Definitely.
bond about Jordans or something cool like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I'd make fun of you guys for being Jordan nerds. And then
I
we'd
mean, I
all
listened to
just go
Aquafina
lunch.
back in the day when she would do like New York hip hop radio shows where she would just like do mixtapes of like recommending the songs of the week or whatever in like 2008.
Man, how times have changed. We don't even have tapes anymore.
Yeah, well, digital mix.
I'm joking around. Fuck
I feel like Aquafina would leave and be talking about Cool Greg. You know, just being like, he's cool.
Well,
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
Cool Greg is just it's just a puzzle that can't be solved, and it's so fun trying to solve it, but
Yeah,
it's also
absolutely.
maddening. It also might be maddening.
And then I'm watching more of the Twilight Zone. Very good.
Dude, I still haven't freaking seen it. Like,
Dude, you're messing. No,
me and G have just
that's
been on
not-
different
Yeah.
wavelengths of time.
Yeah. Yeah, episode 3, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get on it. I got to get the CBS digital shit because I want to watch Star Trek and I want to watch Twilight Zone for show.
I'm excited for you to watch Star Trek. And I'm also, like, I'm going to make, once I'm done with Star Trek season 2, I'm going to make a real effort to try to get Paula into Star Trek Discovery. Because I think that we can do it. I think I can get it.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I understand if you're not tremendously into sci-fi, how it would be very off-putting because it's pretty deep sci-fi.
Yeah.
But it's just a very, very good character study.
But I feel like
they
it's
do really well with their character development in that show.
It's a great show to start someone on Star Trek.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, because like there's a bunch of nods and stuff, and it's great. And like, man, the end of season 2, where I'm at now,
if you really want to do her a service, watch the original series first.
No,
there's so many nods to that series in this.
I know, but I don't think that like just
she's
aesthetically, that's not the thing that will hook someone.
But the fact that they have Pike in this, and all those nods to the original series,
and we get those. Later episodes in season 2 that are so good. Like when they walk in, they're like orange, and it's just like, oh, what a little subtle.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Except it's not orange; it reads as red on.
Yeah, I know.
But that's smart. That was a smart. No, I think that was a smart choice.
I wish they had just made those accents. Well, it doesn't matter. Moving on, it is time for some housekeeping. We want to thank Patreon producer David Mintel,
the Mind Freak.
Also, I want to remind everyone that Saturday, April 6th at between 3 and 6 p.m. No. Nope, that's New York. Never mind. Go to kindoffunny.com/events to find out when and where we're going to be in Vancouver.
We're going to Vancouver next.
Yeah.
May 4th.
May 4th.
May the 4th be with all of you.
Remember March 3rd or whatever it was?
I was trying to make a joke with I don't know. We have a lot of dumb jokes that don't make it to KFAF, believe it or not. Because you're probably thinking, wow, what if the jokes that make
that's
it,
what made it.
Yeah.
What are the ones that didn't make it? There you go. Go watch the newest episode.
And this show is brought to you by our sponsors, MeUndies. But more about that later. Now it's time for the news.
News.
News me.
All right, my first story, one that I think will be exciting for one Tim Gettys. Biggest IMAX.
Pardon me.
Maybe not exciting as much as like a little upsetting. Biggest IMAX screen ever set to open Germany next year.
Okay.
Bigger isn't always better unless you're going to see an IMAX movie. In the spirit of bigness,
and the spirit of bigness is a sentence that I always want you to start off with.
Leonberg, Southwest Germany, is going to unleash the biggest IMAX screen ever. A screen wider than a Boeing 737 and over 72 feet high. Whoa. Not only will this be the biggest IMAX ever, it will also be the world's widest screen, coming in at over 124 feet wide.
That's wide.
That opens sometime in 2020.
That seems wide.
That's real wide.
I'm all for big screens.
Yeah, me too.
As Tim Gettys once told me, bigger is better, but so is darker and louder.
Sure.
And so we're very excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy, like a rock star.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Andy Cortez. Saving the day. I just wanted to look up what the Metreon IMAX is.
I'm good, thank you.
The Metreon IMAX screen, which is the one in San Francisco, is 76 by 98 feet.
Ooh.
I thought it was 100.
Yeah.
But it's not quite 100.
It's close, though.
Just saw Shazam in IMAX.
Yeah.
It was my first IMAX movie in a while, actually. The last one I saw was Last Jedi last year.
How much of
2 years ago? Wait, you know what I mean. Whatever the fuck Last Jedi was. 2 years ago. And
come on, Cannonball.
Was Last Jedi in 3D? No, it was not 3D. Neither was Shazam. But this was my first time I saw a movie in 2D laser IMAX. So they refitted the IMAX to be higher quality, supposedly more similar to Dolby. And I gotta say, man, like this is now definitive proof to me that I'm a Dolby kid. IMAX does nothing for me. The sound is not nearly as good.
Tim, it's bigger
as Dolby. It is bigger. It is much bigger. But Shazam didn't have any IMAX scenes at all.
Oh,
so it was just bigger with a lot of gray space, not black space.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that's my biggest pet peeve with the IMAX is that you're watching it. It just looks like they're projecting it in the middle of a very big screen because that's what they're doing, and it doesn't take up the whole screen. And I hate that. I like the one thing I love is when they do the thing. It was like, and they open it up, so it's the 239.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this looks good.
Well, that's why
honestly that Dolby experience is fucking unbelievable.
It is.
It's unbelievable.
Now, Nick, I would recommend if you watch Avengers again, because we are going to see it in IMAX, in Dolby. But if you see it again, I recommend you go watch it in IMAX because since it's shot in IMAX, it will be the entire thing the entire time.
They shoot the whole time? The whole thing on IMAX?
The entire movie, dude.
It'll be interesting to see what that looks like because that IMAX resolution is not the 240 that they traditionally put these out in, that ultra wide.
Yeah, I was actually looking right now to see if I can figure out what ratio that is, and nothing's quickly coming up.
Because when I went and saw Interstellar, you see a Nolan film, and they have those moments where it clicks over to the IMAX. It's really cool, and it's really they use it very I like how they use it. I like that they use it to have those big wow moments. Like, when you're watching Dark Knight, the beginning of it is that, and then it comes back into the story, and then they have those big wow moments. That's really cool. But I don't know that I want to watch an entire movie like that. Specifically one that's, because I'm a nut. I love the 2:40 aspect ratio. I love how that's shot, and I love what that specifically does for the frame. And I'm not a big fan of like when it goes 4:3 because I'm like, man, it makes me think I'm watching a TV in the 80s.
Dude, I saw Infinity War in just normal, not Dolby. XD, I think it was, whatever the fuck. Normal theater. And then IMAX, where it was the whole thing the whole time.
Better.
And dude, I mean, you're getting so much more in the frame. And like, especially for the big fight scenes and the scale is just so huge.
I remember when Joss Whedon did Avengers and he specifically was like, I want to shoot in 16:9 because it has more depth vertically. Okay. Because a lot of the fight scenes are happening like in the air and on the ground, so he needed that real estate on the screen. And so, I mean, you're making a good point that actually might sell me a little bit because if we're seeing Iron Man come from fucking there and we're all fighting Thanos, having more screen real estate on verticality might actually be really cool to see.
Yeah, there's a really cool comparison videos actually out there that are from IMAX themselves showing Infinity War, the IMAX version versus the normal version, and what we're missing out on. And it just kind of gives you an idea of like, whoa, there is a lot of
real estate space
that we just don't see.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like if you look at the screen behind us right now, you figure like if you're cropping at the level of where that screen is, that's a little bit more wide than a 2:40. But if you go all the way to the sides, I mean, look how much more stuff you're missing there.
Yeah, Kevin and I are going to be seeing it in IMAX during the weekend. So cool.
On Sunday. Well, what I find interesting is that this is not the 4:3 ratio. So I wonder, what is the standard IMAX format, and how does this being off? How is that going to equate on the actual screen?
Well, usually IMAX is what, like a 65 millimeter. I think it's supposed to be the format of a 65 millimeter. Or 70 millimeter.
It's 70.
Was it 70 millimeter? So you could look at the ratio.
It's not 4:3.
It might not. It's probably going to be a little bit more wide than that.
It's similar to a square. Very similar.
Yeah.
But so it's just interesting because this is closer to 16:9 than 4:3.
But I think that then
actually no, it's not. It's closer to 4:3. No.
It doesn't matter. They're just projecting on it. It's just a giant.
But like,
thing.
there's a limit. What I'm saying is there's a limit. You can't project. Like the further back, the taller it has to be. So it can't project a certain width.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have enough height.
So just watching when I saw Shazam, they showed some trailers.
It's 143. It's 143 to 1.
They showed trailers that took off. It didn't reach the sides or the heights because just the resolution wasn't there. Then it played other trailers and it took up from side to side. Right, and then the movie started and it was side to side. Leaving a lot of room top to bottom.
Well, I mean, if I'm ever in Germany, I'm for sure going to make my way to this goddamn place. And then the last thing is like, God, it's heartbreaking that IMAX doesn't release movies in their format.
They do.
Like physical.
They do.
They do?
They do. It's just now they're making licensing calls, including Avengers, and they're being assholes. And fuck them for it.
Fuck them. Fucking Germany, you know what I mean?
Next quick news story.
I heard the tail end of that. I'm sorry, guys. I was looking at IMAX film, motion picture film format is 143 to 1.
Okay, so it is in fact
4:3.
But that's right with the 172 then, right?
You're asking
124. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Do more math. I don't understand.
Kevin Smith adds Chris Hemsworth to Jay and Silent Bob Reboot has completed the first cut.
That's the most shocking part.
It's getting there.
I love it. We were talking. I was rapping with Rap yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, what's Kevin Smith been up to?" Because we got him on the back wall. We have cool friends. Because he's the OG friend, in my opinion. And you brought up Jay and Silent Bob, and I'm like, "That's right. He's going back to the well. He's going back to that View Askew-averse, kind of like what we love, what we want."
Right. Yeah.
And it was funny because he was like, Rap was like, "What did he do last?" I was like, "Well." He did Yoga Hosers, and then he was gonna finish the True North trilogy or whatever that was with Moose Jaws or whatever the fuck it was.
Canadian North, maybe.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
And is he still working on Moose Knuckle?
I don't know. I mean, let's hope not, because Yoga Hosers. I didn't watch it, but from everyone I've been told, it's like, don't watch it.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Him with standing next to Chris Hemsworth. If they were to make a buddy cop movie or just a buddy movie with those two, I'd watch the fucking shit out of that. I love it. I love that he's still continuing to add cool cameos, and which makes me, I'm holding out for a hero that maybe one day he'll knock on our door and say, "Hey guys, you want to show up?" Just as like, I just want to be characters in the back to go.
He
what
doesn't
happened?
remember we exist.
I know he doesn't care.
I wish
he probably
he did,
knows Greg
yeah.
still, but he's like, hey, you're the loud video
Every
guy.
once in a while, yeah, Greg, I think hits him up.
I mean, at Comic-Con, last time at Comic-Con, I went by the cool IMDb yacht.
Yeah.
And I kind of waved. He didn't see us.
Yeah.
I also screamed.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey guys, Kevin, remember me?"
Yeah.
The most shocking part of this is that the movie has a cut.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
Wow, it's
Wild.
actually happening.
Yeah, but they didn't put a date on it. They just said summer of this year.
Of this year?
I believe so. I could be wrong. Barrett, is there any way to fact check that?
Probably not.
Thank you, Barrett. I believe, they said summer of 2019, but again, maybe wrong. And also, if they have a first cut, why wouldn't it be that soon?
Set initial release 2019.
Yeah. I think they just said summer. But I could also, and I'm pretty sure now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They're the ones that went
That
summer.
fucking movie's never coming out. That movie, they're like,
Hey, they've been saying that for years.
yeah, but Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves can barely figure out how to fucking make a Twitter video, let alone that movie. So we'll figure out.
Awkward
We'll see what
little
that
video.
happens. Hey guys, we're making this movie. I'm like, you're old. I don't want to watch you.
And on the complete opposite of that,
A quote from Jason Mewes says, "Hopefully by summer you guys can see Jay and Silent Bob
Yeah.
get a reboot," which
not
was
gonna happen.
I
last
don't
November.
trust Jason Mewes for anything.
I've met and parted with Jason Mewes on multiple occasions.
I trust him.
He's
Yeah, good for you,
he
man.
bounces
My
off the walls. Let's
goddamn
put it
life.
that way.
but I love how fun this little tweet or Instagram post that he made with him and Chris
Hemsworth, man, I'd watch him do anything.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him so much.
Even Ghostbusters.
All right.
To be fair, his first scene in that was hilarious, and then they, for whatever
Good thing
reason,
they did it 10 times.
We're like, let's just keep doing this. This is funny.
there's nothing funny about that movie. Let's move on.
I've watched it, and I giggled a little here and there last time I
I'm
watched
grateful
it.
that exists because then the Red Media letter, whatever.
The Red Letter Media.
Yeah, came out and just rips
Yeah,
it
they
apart in
just
the
rip that
fucking
shit apart.
horrifying way.
God damn.
Next quick news stories. Netflix sets The Crown Season 3 and The Witcher for mid and late 2019.
Don't care about The Witcher. Love The
Really?
Crown. Shout out to Vanessa Kirby, who is in everything now.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
Vanessa Kirby style,
and
our
may
girl.
or may not be in a movie that you're watching this weekend, Tim.
Oh,
May
yeah.
not be in
Yeah,
that movie.
The series will hit streaming services sometime during the last 3 months of 2019. That's for The Witcher. So people
I'll
are
give The Witcher
stoked.
a shot when it comes to Netflix, honestly.
doubt you will.
I will. Be honest, I mean, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to watch The Witcher, and then I'm going to come in, and I'm going to fucking pretend like I know everything about The Witcher. And I'm going to be like, no, Tim, that's wrong. You didn't watch The Witcher like I did. And you're like,
right.
I don't give a fuck about Witcher.
No, but you're
People
assuming
are
that you're
hardcore
watching
Witcher fans,
it
man.
immediately. You're not going to watch it for another 6 months.
The Witcher?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that'll happen.
You got it.
Yeah. No, I like to watch the thing after everyone's done watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up and you'll be like, huh, maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And you'll say
Vanessa
that for
Kirby?
6 months.
Kirby's mom.
Vanessa Kirby is in
Hobbs and
what?
Shaw.
No, yeah, but why did
The
you bring her
Crown.
up?
She plays the
Crown.
she plays
I
the
was about to
younger
say,
sister
Is
of
she
the
in
younger
Witcher? Because
princess.
Henry Cavill's also in Witcher. And if they're both in the movie I'm about to watch this weekend, wow.
They are in that movie that you're about to watch this weekend, but no, they're not in The Witcher.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
in The Crown, by the way. Real talk is one of the best shows on Netflix.
Really?
It's so fucking well done. It is a very slow burn if you don't like subtle British dramas. But if you do
like
it's
subtle
really
British
good.
dramas.
It's Claire Foy, who recently was reprised the Lisbeth Salander role in Girl in the Spider's Web. She did that.
Oh, okay.
She's been in a bunch of other stuff, but she plays the queen, and she's fucking awesome. And now, again, what I love about the show, I think in season 3, I don't think either of them are in it because they're doing a time jump now.
Yes.
And I think I think Olivia Cole is now taking over for her. Like,
Oh, wow. That's
15
a
years later.
massive time jump.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she's not that much older, but they're going like, yeah, they're
But
doing.
I think she's significantly older.
Oh,
Yeah.
I try to say
Yeah,
Olivia
yeah.
Coleman, I think.
Oh, I'm not saying that
is-
she's like decrepit. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
from one character to another, that is going to be a big jump because they did in the first to second season like a 5-year time jump, right? Yeah.
And it was enough to like kind of establish her. But yeah, it was. It's cool. I like what they're doing with that show. They're having a lot of fun with it. I like that people are going, look, people are really getting into these shows. We've learned from like Game of Thrones that you can take some of these characters and do different things with them, which I guess is not directly applicable here. But they're taking chances and they're bringing in new characters. And this is the first time I've ever seen a show really do that, and I think it's really cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
now for some unfortunate
Pardon me,
news.
they're bringing in new actors as the same characters later on. That's what I meant to say.
Disney has scrapped Fox's Mouse Guard 2 weeks before production begins. Disney has laid the trap for the first major film casualty of its
I see what you did there, person who wrote that headline.
slash film. Thank you for that.
Fucking slash film.
First film casualty of the acquisition of Fox. 2 weeks before it was set to go into production, Mouse Guard, the feature film adaptation based on David Peterson's beloved comic series, has been scrapped. No clear reason was given for the sudden Mouse Guard cancellation, but THR reports that Disney wanted Fox's output to steer away from projects too similar from their own CGI heavy fare, like Lion King and The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
The outlet has notes that Disney wants Fox Films to focus on adult market since it's already has a vice-like grip on family film market.
Absolutely. That'll make sense. This is very unfortunate to me. Multiple reasons. One, Gary Whitta, friend of the show, wrote at least the first draft of this, whatever. But more so, I like Mouse Guard a lot. The comic series is fantastic. It's super cool, super interesting. The characters are fun.
This at all.
And everything that they were showing, or like anything they've talked about for concept art and stuff, it looked very cool. And I feel like this could have been a really interesting world that they built. But yeah, I get it. Everything they just said totally makes sense. Like, they need Fox to do a very specific thing and fill a very specific hole that they don't have filled right now.
Yeah.
And now we'll be able to, which is a news story we're going to get into a little bit later. But I'm bummed about this.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I'm not familiar with the comic series. You've recommended it to me
Art
many
style's
times.
dope though. I'm just looking at it right
really
now.
cool
It looks
art
fucking
style,
rad.
yeah.
It's really, really great. I mean, it's like,
This reminds me of like when in the 80s when they used to make cartoons and then your parents would let you watch those cartoons without them and they would be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And
It's
you'd be
kinda like that.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would they make this for a child?
it's very Lord of the Flies. It's very
terrifying.
like Animal Farm.
Reminds me, Animal
Together.
Farm. Animal Farm is exactly what it reminds me of.
And
where
it's
you're
cool.
like, this
It
is
reminds
not-
me a lot of also the Nim, the
Secret of Nim.
Secret of
Oh
Nim.
my
yeah.
god, when they fucking drown in the thing at the end, I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you
Dude.
doing? This is terrifying.
Yeah, it is very much like that. And granted, we're just saying a lot of things that just have mice in them. But,
No, but, then,
But, like,
I think
it's
tonally,
dark. Yeah.
it was dark.
Yes.
It wasn't this bullshit they spoon feed kids today. These soft kids out there.
Oh, so soft.
Who you were like, oh, you can't let your 2-year-old watch RoboCop? What are you, a fuck?
What are you, a good parent?
What are you, a good parent?
stupid ass good parents out there
Making the right
Fuck
choices to
you.
not scar them for life.
Oh my god. Are you trying to raise a well-adjusted child who's going to be contributing to society in a positive way? How dare you? Oh my god, I'm an asshole.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
Well, it
move,
sucks for Gary.
Yeah, I'll move on to our next story. Disney CEO Bob Iger says Fox purchase was all about building Disney Plus content.
Duh.
Yeah, we figured
that
out.
Yeah.
definitely makes sense. I mean, look, it's no coincidence that a week after the Fox acquisition actually went through that we got the blowout of Disney Plus. They were waiting for that,
Yep.
and it had to happen. And it's like, I don't know, man. This is very exciting. I think Disney Plus is going to be awesome. We talked a lot about that last week. I think that him saying this is important because it shows a focus on more adult content in relation to Disney Plus, which is something that for a long time we heard that
People
they
were
were
afraid
straying
of
away
it.
from.
That's not what we're gonna get.
But then being like, no, we want Fox to make the more adult things, or mature is probably a better word, more mature content, and they also want that for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get the classic Disney fare, but we're also gonna get some real cool shit.
Yeah, so let me just read this line here. CEO Bob Iger revealed that the motivation for spending billions of dollars on Fox wasn't to create a media monopoly.
Bullshit.
Instead, it was to help.
We'll see what the United States government thinks about that.
It's already
Iger.
done. They said no.
Oh, you won.
They were
Good
like,
job.
fine, yeah.
Congratulations, Bob Iger.
Instead, it was to help
I
beef
apologize.
up
Can we
the
call,
library.
what do we get on call them? You know what I mean? I feel like now that like they were cool, they
The
are on
czar?
Fox and stuff. No,
The
I want-
Iger czar?
like maybe like Bobby Iges or something.
Bobby Iges. I like
Bobby
Bobby
Iges.
Iges.
I like it.
Okay. Cool.
Instead, it was to help beef up the library of titles that will be available on Disney Plus. To me, like this is
I would have loved if he ended that quote with also Fox sucks. We fucking rock.
But here's the thing,
We rock.
Fox-
We're Disney.
for a long time, Fox was awesome, and it's cool to think that like there's now the potential.
Fox put out some of the best fucking like movies ever.
Yeah,
honestly, like
and
I mean, you're talking about a studio that put out originally, right? Didn't they put out Star Wars originally?
Yep.
They put out, I want to say Predator. I want to say Avatar. I mean, the Fox Studios, we give them a lot of shit, mostly for the X-Men franchise. Yeah. But 20th Century Fox has been there for a long time for me.
Long time for me. I love the idea of it joining Disney Plus's catalog because, like, that's just another huge batch of awesome movies.
I mean, 20th Century Fox put out put a fucking Die Hard, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think so.
Great.
Yeah. So
that's what Nakatomi isn't. Nakatomi Plaza. Nakatomi Plaza is the Fox building. I think.
I don't know.
They also did Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Well. Man, I tried watching that one the other day. That was on TV.
Nick Scarpino.
Wait, the first one or one of the newer ones?
This was like
the one with
3 in with the Chipettes.
Yeah, yep.
And I was like, this is barely a movie. This is barely a movie.
Is a fucking classic movie.
What's
the
that?
Original Alvin and the Chipmunk movie with the Chipettes, where they go around the world.
The animated one? Yeah,
Holy shit, dude.
Really
I want
good.
to watch that tonight. Is that going to be on Disney Plus?
God, I hope so.
God, I hope.
Fuck, Jesus.
All right,
That movie was legitimately good.
I have no doubt.
Moving on to my next story, The Mandalorian used practical miniature ships, shots like the original Star Wars trilogy.
Cool. But I thought they only used them for like reference.
No.
They actually use them?
They do CGI on top of it.
Okay.
Actually, Barrett, can you click on the link there? And there's a video. It'd be great to pull that up because it's one of those things. Reading the story, I was like, all right, cool.
Did you guys watch the? Did we talk about this last week? Did you guys watch the actual leaked footage of it?
I did, yeah.
What'd you think?
Looks cool. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw. I mean, I
there
saw
you go.
like the.
Mute it,
What's the big event they do?
and then fast forward like 2
celebration.
minutes.
Star Wars celebration. I saw the shaky cam footage from someone's thing for it. Okay, sure.
It looks cool. I mean, dude,
looks
it's an
alright.
all-star team. It
Keep
doesn't. I don't think it looks all right. I think it looks great.
Taika's
Keep
doing his
going
thing.
just a little bit. We're still a little bit past that.
Well, you know, no. What blew my fucking mind is listening to Pedro Pascal talk.
Just talk?
like a nerd. He's like, "Oh, everything's really great." I'm like, "Oh my god, you don't have the accent?
Whoa, what the hell?
What the fuck, Pedro
Yeah, that
Pascal?
definitely surprised
you
me.
You lied to me, bro."
So in this, go ahead and pull that up, Barrett. In this, they're showing how they make it, and it's like, whoa, look, cool. The LEDs are making the engines and stuff.
Man,
and
this
then
series is gonna be full of CGI.
later,
though.
and then cut back to us in a little bit. We'll cut back to that, and we'll show like what it looks like because they built this little like thing to record it on, and like it was crazy to hear him talk. Where it's like, yeah, these guys just built it in their garage.
You know, here's what they did.
Yeah.
There's like 2 dudes. They're like, oh, we can't fire those guys. They've been around forever. Let them do the thing with the thing.
Let 'em do the thing.
Let them have the motion
Just let 'em
control
do the
camera.
things,
Hey, by the
Mijo.
way, kid who's 22, get your MacBook Pro out and fucking render the Millennium Falcon, please, because I need to see that shit.
It actually really was 2 guys. Like there's Hal Hickel working on stuff, and
Don't. You're not on a first name with Hal here.
I said his last name.
I don't know. You sound like you're familiar with this guy. Like I should know
There
who
it
he
is.
is.
Paula worked for him for a long time.
Oh, well, hey, what's
Oh,
up, Hal?
wait, go back.
Cool guy. I like
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. So
That's Hal
you
Hickel.
see the shot right there that they're gonna be using, and it's like that does look really cool.
Yeah,
Could they
it
have
does.
gotten a very similar effect with just CGI? Sure, but I like them using practical effects. It's
I
a
do,
cool
but you know what?
throwback.
I'll be honest with you. Here's the deal. I look at that, I go, cool. Love practical effects. Love when J.J. Abrams is like, we're going back to practical because everyone fucking hated the green screenness of the prequel trilogy. But then I watched Star Trek Discovery, and I'm like, we're there. We can make TV that looks like movies. It's
Man.
awesome.
It's really cool.
You haven't seen the last episode yet, but it's awesome.
Don't spoil anything.
It's
for me.
awesome.
Don't spoil
There are moments where
anything.
I'm like, wow, that legit is better than stuff that I've seen in movies. It's fucking cool.
Real excited.
Good for them. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I love him. I love the artistry. All kidding aside, Hal Hickel, great guy. Love him. Used to party with him.
You don't know.
No, but I mean, I love that they've always done this, right? Like, I think famously when they did the Force Awakens, right? The guys that were making like their own R2D2 dolls or R2D2 droids, weren't they the ones they reached out to like to get them back and like do BB-8 and all that stuff? There was a team of guys that were like fans that they reached out to and said, "Hey, can you make more of these
The
for us?"
Mandalorian, the 501st. You know the
Stormtrooper people.
The Stormtrooper guys.
They're gonna be in it.
That's cool.
great.
Yeah, that's
See,
really
I
cool.
love video show like
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
And I've always loved that, and I always love going back and seeing how they actually make the old Star Destroyers and stuff like that. It's just fucking cool, man.
I think it looks great. At the end of the day, it's like we won't know the quality until it's out, obviously. But I think that when you look at Netflix and you look at the originals they're doing, you look at any streaming service really, and the originals that they're doing, and not even streaming services, TV as well, all the way up to HBO. All the questions that they're answering here, they seem to be answering the right way. Oh, who's the main actor? A dude that we fucking love. Who are the directors? A bunch of directors we fucking love. Like, and they're like, oh, you want practical? We're doing practical. It's like they're just doing everything right now, which means at some point they could get it wrong. But
I don't think they will. I mean, John Favreau knows what he's doing. Taika Waititi, the team of directors they've got on here is great. Pedro Pascal is one of. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's awesome. He's in everything he's in. He's great in. The big question is, I mean,
That was on our end.
That was on our end. Sorry. The big question is, can they hit? I'll put it fucking out there. I'll be that guy. Can they hit the quality level that Star Trek Discovery has hit for a streaming service, sci-fi, serialized show? Because if they can't, fuck off, John Favreau and Hal Hickel. Do you understand me?
At some point.
is Hal Hickel going to be added to Nick's shit list?
I really hope not.
Is Hal Hickel talking shit about me?
Please don't do this.
Is he out there talking shit?
Just so
Please
you know, I'm
don't
gonna
do
get
this.
shit from Paula from
No,
this.
it's fine. I'm joking around.
Anyway, one of the other things that John Favreau said that was really funny was that, like, he's like, yeah, we really wanted to do this because, like, there is a different look that you'll there's a different look that you get out of it, and we want to be true to that. But also, when we're done, I'm gonna just take it.
Yeah.
And it's like awesome.
That was my favorite when we hung out with Rosenbaum. And he's like, I stole all sorts of shit.
Dude, that was awesome.
I stole all sorts of shit.
When we
from
hung out
Smallville.
with Rosenbaum,
Yeah.
he was on stage. You were sitting
We
in the
hung out in the
back.
back with him for a little bit.
Yeah, and then he kicked a chair over.
Yeah.
Poor
He's
He's fucking fun.
He's
but
what
also
I
an
imagine it's
asshole.
like-
Called me out for not losing enough weight on my
Yeah,
diet.
But the rest of us really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was real
That
funny.
was fun for us.
All right, moving on to our last story. Spider-Man Far From Home is getting an early release date.
It's crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
What are
Came
they
out of
moving it up
fucking
to?
nowhere. So the new Spider-Man Far From Home release date has been set for Tuesday, July 2nd, a few days before the previous weekend release that would have been started on Friday, July 5th. So really it only moved in 2 days because
Yes.
July 4th is when we...
But I have questions here.
As do
It's
I.
coming out July
Why?
5th.
Many questions.
Are we seeing this in
I
Austin?
know, no, we're seeing it on the Monday before Austin because they're moving it so early.
Oh, great. Perfect.
This is weird.
Thanks,
No,
guys.
weird.
I'm excited for that too. Like this
I'm
worked out
excited.
real
This is
nice
great.
for us.
It's great. But my question is, when does the weekend box office start?
Oh, it'll start Monday.
Like,
Does it start
Oh,
Monday?
yeah.
is this officially the first time
yeah.
we are getting a fucking week to count for a weekend?
Oh, yeah. They'll totally roll those fucking numbers in. They always do that
It's
shit.
just so interesting because movies come out on Friday because that's when people are off. They don't have to work the next
Well,
day.
technically they come out Thursday evening.
Right, I
now,
know. Well,
Yeah.
that's been
They
like
come out Friday though, like officially.
right. So that's been a
previewed
push
the night
to like
before.
get more and more people to come out because excitement has grown for these movies where people will be like, "Fuck it, I'm not just gonna go to the midnight release. I'll go earlier." So it's interesting
They
because,
always do this though for
but for
big-
Monday,
Well,
you
the
gotta
Nintendo
imagine
says they'll
this-
call it an extended debut, which is they'll come up with some terminology.
They
but
always do this
makes-
for when there's holidays in the middle of the week.
Makes
like
sense.
During this, like, a lot of summer movies,
Right.
whether or not there's even July 4th, they'll come out on Wednesday.
Sorry, when does July 4th fall this year? Is that Thursday?
It is Thursday. It is
Okay.
in fact would be premiere date for most.
I mean, I see this. It makes
Yeah.
sense. Get a good
but
running start.
Monday, I get Wednesday. Monday seems
Tuesday makes
so
sense
far
too.
ahead. Yeah,
Wednesday makes sense. Tuesday, but they're like, you know
Yeah.
what? Do you know what's the new Tuesday? Monday.
I've been saying that for a
Monday's the
long
new
time,
Tuesday.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand.
This is
what any
cool.
of that
This
means.
this totally helps like our schedule and lineup.
It's gonna be great for
It's
me.
gonna be great for us, but dude, at the end of the day,
Although
there
I
is
had-
more money in movies than there ever has been before, and that's only going to continue. I just earlier in the show got a message from AMC A-List saying that they added a bunch more showtimes for Endgame, and I just looked. There are so many showings
Yeah.
for this movie,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't stop. We talked about this
We
a
gotta
couple.
see it.
I think it was last week.
Yeah, when we were saying they had like 4 a.m.,
throughout
5
the
a.m.
night,
Good.
just constantly fucking going.
Yeah, man, give people what they want. People
It's-
want to see it at
what's-
fucking 2 in the morning, they go see it at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
What's so interesting is like there was concern like, oh, it can't be super long because people they'll be able to they'll show it less. The ambulance sirens are on our side.
Yep.
It's still going. Give it a second. Because people will be like, there won't be enough showings for it because it takes so long. But like, no, they just added more showings in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Why not?
Crazy.
For weeks.
Because people need to sleep.
Fuck them.
You know?
Employees at the theater.
Someone-
You'll bring in a different shift.
Yeah,
Someone is gonna be like, I'm gonna wake up at 3 a.m. so I can watch it at 5 a.m.
I mean, look, that's the business.
Yeah.
You know, if there's money to be made out there, why not do that? And again, I hope they don't make people work overnight. I mean, I think that's probably pretty illegal.
Overtime though.
But you'll
It's
get
not
overtime.
illegal,
But I mean, it's past a certain point. But I'm sure they're figuring it out. They'll bring on extra shifts for people, and they'll make it work.
This is gonna be
Dude, this
disaster.
is why, like, a 1:30 a.m. showing. Think about this. The movie doesn't probably start until actually 2 in the morning.
100%.
And then you're not getting out of that theater until 5 a.m.
Yeah,
5 a.m.
but all you kids out there, all the millennials that are 22, 23 out there, y'all stay up till 6 in the morning anyway.
No, I don't. Weirdos like Andy do that.
I do too.
And he's
but
30.
I'm never going to watch a midnight release movie again if I have any say about it.
It's
the
hard.
last time I did was me and you saw Star Wars: The Phantom Menace re-release in 3D
Oh, why?
What a waste of time and
a
money.
couple years ago.
I hated the experience
And
for
it was-
multiple reasons, obviously.
Yeah, but we're not even talking about the movie's quality at this point.
I was just too tired.
Yeah, we got out of the theater. We're like, why the fuck did we do that? It was a bad call. And thank God that they were just like, you know what? You don't
Moving
need to
it
wait till
earlier and
midnight.
earlier,
You
yeah.
can do 9 p.m. Oh, you can do 7 p.m. Now it's 6 p.m. Oh, it's 5 p.m. now? You can watch Avengers at 5 fucking p.m.
Yeah, but like my fear is that it's gonna move too early and it's gonna screw up our goddamn
here's
day.
what-
Where it's
It's
like,
going to move so
No.
early that it's back to midnight the day before.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want. I want to be able to wake up on a Thursday and go to the old person and kids showing that I always go to.
Yeah.
Roughly 10:20 to 11 o'clock in the morning. That's when I want to
but
see my
we have
movie.
But-
jobs on
yeah,
Thursday.
we
you know, I
have
can't
work.
do that with you.
Yeah, but not
I
anymore
have to run the board.
because do I have to be on the show on Thursday? What are we
No,
on?
you're
Thursday?
free.
Yeah,
on
it's
Thursdays.
Internet Explorers.
Damn it, I have to be on the show. on
Just
Thursday.
for 6 weeks. Then it moves back, and I
I'm
think
just
we have
saying.
Cool Friends takes over that
Oh,
spot.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Boy, yeah. Are you doing the ad read right now?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh man, did Tim just go pee?
I don't know.
Because I saw him get up sly.
Why don't you go and find out while we do this ad?
All right. I don't want to be
Today's-
hanging.
Oh my
Jesus
God,
Christ.
Nick.
Today's
Read the ad.
Today's ad is for MeUndies. You probably spend about 90% of your life in your underwear, so don't you think you owe it to yourself to make sure you're wearing the softest undies in town? MeUndie uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than cotton. And boy, do you feel the difference. I swear. Because right now, I'm not using MeUndies. I'm using my... Oh, thanks. I'm using my awful old cotton underwear that, frankly, I need to get rid of. I need to do a clean sweep. Because honestly, once you go MeUndies, you don't want to go back. That's why Tim and Greg only wear MeUndies. So many fun prints. Tim loves the unicorns. That's also my favorite. Andy loves the avocados. Men can now try the new boxer brief with fly, which is the same great cut as the boxer brief, but now with an added option for guys who prefer to go through the gate versus over the fence. Finally, I really wanted them to do this, so I'm stoked about that. MeUndies is also the go-to for the softest loungewear on the planet. Tim has the pants, and he loves them. They also have the onesies. Yes, MeUndies makes onesies, and they're incredible. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you order MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. This is a no-brainer. Get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. To get your 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/morning. That's MeUndies.com/morning. Now back to the show. Nick, did you want to go pee now?
Yeah, but I want to point out you did a great job on that ad read, and
Thank
I
you.
think it's because Tim left. So, what I'm saying is, maybe, just maybe, Tim's a problem.
Always been a
I
problem.
mean, you really stopped the first 10 seconds of it.
Yeah. He was a solid 4 words into it.
Go pee. Go pee. We have trailers to talk about because it's going to be trailer talk when
I thought you had a Star Wars story too on there.
I took him off.
All right.
Fucking Nick.
Didn't like him. You know,
Fair.
I
it was
just watched the clip of the intro of this show.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Oh man,
It's the social breakout
you
for
guys,
today.
it caught me off guard by so much, and I don't know why.
I said
know.
right before, hey,
Barrett,
the audio's going down, your audio's
Barrett,
going up.
I'm super proud of you. You've done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
You're not the problem. It's me. Because in my head I was rehearsing the intro. I wanted to look at the time, and I was gonna say live at 11:15 ish,
Yeah.
and instead my brain was just like, Oh, you know what? I had a bunch of notifications, and I looked at my watch and thought, "What the fuck are you doing right now? Why did you look at your watch? None of these notifications matter."
Go time, man.
And that's where it's like I looked over, it was there, and I was like, "Oh shit, the music just happened."
I can't wait for Endgame, man.
In that
it's hard
fraction
to
second.
think about anything else.
I
Did
know.
you see?
dude.
I didn't include this, but I know you have watched this trailer, the TV spot for Endgame,
Yes. I mean, there's a bunch of TV spots.
Well,
out.
the
the
one
one
that
with, like-
ends with all the logos.
Oh, yeah. There's
yeah.
an amazing spot out it's like 2.5 minutes. And it's very little new footage. And if anything, it's inconsequential. I can now say 6 days out from this movie that they have done the best job possible of making sure that very limited marketing thing is shown and that they're sticking to this handful of minutes of footage. It's fucking awesome. But to get around that creatively, they did a trailer that was kind of a retrospective of the entire MCU, going through all 22 movies.
So good.
And yeah, me and Barrett both watched it. What's awesome about it is it goes through Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, all that. Cool, fun scenes. They, for the first time ever, actually care about the character's score theme songs and mix them together. And from my understanding, this is a new recording. Like, this doesn't sound like they're just mixing the songs together, because the instruments they're using, the piano that is very Avengers Infinity War Endgame, I guess Endgame actually. Yeah. The end of Infinity War, but then
Right.
now the marketing of Endgame. You're hearing that in Captain America's theme, in Iron Man's theme, Iron Man's theme they almost pretend didn't happen, even though it's fucking dope.
They're all tied together.
What? Iron Man shit?
Don't worry about it.
I love Iron Man's theme. It's just they don't commit to it. That's the only reason it's not dope, is they don't commit to it. But yeah, like they have Doctor Strange's, and again, it has the kind of the piano going on. They're doing this whole thing, and then it gets to a point where they go movie by movie chronologically and do the titles
flashes,
in the color scheme of Endgame, and it just shows you how crazy it is. And it's like across 22 movies, across 11 franchises. There's been 11 franchises.
Insane.
Like, I never stopped to think about that. That's a crazy ass number, and here we are getting to the end game.
Every other day, I watch that supercut of the Road to
MCU,
Endgame.
the Road to Endgame.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's so fucking good.
It's so good.
I
if
get
you guys-
chills every time I watch it too.
If you haven't seen this, there's a YouTube channel. I forgot their name. If you can try to look this up there, that'd be awesome. But it's MCU supercuts is what they do. And then they did like the Road to Civil War, the Road to Infinity War, the Road to
You showed
Endgame
this
just
to
came
me.
out. Yeah, they're amazing.
It's
man.
great.
Beautifully edited. It's not just music and footage. Like, they take dialogue and put it in different places, and they really try to tell a story. MCU Exchange is the name of the channel, and yeah, they're very
It's good stuff, and there's a lot of great effort put into it that really shows.
yeah.
Yeah, it does a really good job as well of like showing the themes and how they kind of connect through all of the movies as well.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool.
Very freaking tight. Welcome back, Nick Scarpino. We've stalled long enough.
So, talking about our first trailer, I'm not sure how many of you guys watched Big Little Lies.
Not me.
dude.
No?
No. But I know it's popular.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like it.
I've seen it a lot from like the sidelines because Paula very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So the season 2 trailer came out. I really like the trailer.
Meryl Streep's
I
in
feel
it.
like
I watched
the Meryl Streep moment, and like who she is too is crazy. Like that, what a interesting way to take the story.
Is it?
You don't think so?
I mean, here's my thing.
Because she's the like Scar. Wait,
I don't
wait.
think it's interesting. I think that's like that. Yeah, that's like the only route they could take with it. But I watched it from episode 1, like, and I remember even back on the morning show days, I was like, it's a weird show that I'm into, but like I am. I think it was way too long, even though it was only 6 episodes. I think it should have been 4.
Yeah.
The amount of times they rely on cutting back to the same shot of her running on the beach feels inconsequential when we see it 100 times. The theme song is dope as hell. The cast is great. It's a dumb, fun show. I think that it is good.
Fun, the right word?
I like it. I mean, seeing Reese Witherspoon as like a fucking mom.
Yeah.
Like, there's something fun about it. It feels like the
That
show
sounds terrible.
The shows,
no, but nothing about that sounds
she's
fun.
great though.
At all.
In the her
What is this
portrayal-
show about? I have zero context for the show. I've
Dude,
seen
Big
totally
Little
things
Lies.
on this stuff. And then I see the preview for this, and I'm like, is this just like Desperate Housewives?
Yeah.
Like people fucking lying to each other? And like, did someone die? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, so I should have put a note on there that this wasn't necessarily for you. More, I wanted Tim's opinion on it.
No,
'cause
I
do
understand.
know
I
you
figured
like-
as much because I remember Tim watching it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, there are some shows that you see the preview for, you're like, I get it. This is one of those you see the preview. I'm like, I am so lost in this. I don't want to ever.
Well, I mean,
watch
it's very much a
this
season
show.
2 preview.
Yeah.
Like it.
Fair. To be fair,
If
yeah,
you
I know
could-
we have like hours and hours of story.
There's
that's already
like there's
been
things
six.
that the season 2. I mean, this is spoilers, but it's in the trailer. It's like somebody died, and like they're now dealing with that person.
The repercussions,
dying.
yeah.
Okay.
Whereas like season 1 that's the end of it. That's not what it's
Got
about.
it. I don't know. I feel like this is just one of those shows where like it just reminds me of when they used to do the next week on Mad Men. And it would be nothing but random fucking things that characters say, and you're like, what does any of that mean?
It's very similar to that.
like it would just
yeah.
cut to Joan, and she'd be like, "What do you mean?" And then it would cut to Sterling, and it'd be
Sorry.
like, "I don't know what you mean," and no one would know what it means. It's
But
like, what the
what
fuck
I'm
are you
saying is,
talking about?
like, it seems like. So I guess it's not because that's
It's not
disjointed.
that.
Yeah.
This is very
a
clear.
response.
Yeah.
To like, hey, you know how this story ended, and this is where we're going.
And we
next.
don't need more. That's my problem. Is we
Yeah.
don't need the season at all. And
But it was popular.
yeah, and this
HBO
is
likes
the first.
money.
This is the first time I'm seeing something that I'm like, you know what? I guess I am going to keep HBO after
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. I want to see this, even though I doubt it's going to be great. But yeah, it's like it seems like a very predictable story that they're going with from where they were, which is unfortunate because, and I hope it's a swerve because the first season I was in. I was like, oh, what is going to happen?
Yeah.
What is going on?
You think it's predictable? Like, I feel like the whole like them being celebrities now is an interesting route to take it, where it's like, I wouldn't have guessed that that's what season 2 is going to be about. And
You guys are talking? I'm so confused right now. How much shit happens in this show? They're celebrities now?
I mean,
Kinda, like-
they're local celebrities. They're
Yeah.
in fucking Monterey. Nothing happens.
yeah, but the thing is, like that changes your life. Like everyone in their town now will know so much more about them, and like be one of those things where it's like, oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The soundtrack's amazing though.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I just randomly clicked on the other story about Kevin Smith and I saw his edit. Have you seen this? This gives me
Let
anxiety.
me see.
Look how many fucking layers he's got in this movie.
That makes sense
No, it doesn't.
for a movie. Well, you want
How much
4
coverage are you
lines?
shooting, Kevin Smith?
But like
Jesus Christ.
any effects and anything are thrown on
It's
top
a
too.
Jade Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah, but I'm sure.
What, do they got
he's
fucking
gonna go on.
lightsabers there? Probably.
They did last
Maybe.
time,
It's true.
yeah.
Dumb question, Nick. Let's move on.
Did you not make that as a joke?
I kind of did.
No, you didn't.
I did. No, I did. I did.
I
did.
kind of did.
I did.
Our next trailer we're talking about is
Sorry, but hold on, real quick to end the Big Little Lies thing because I don't want to sound negative on this. Like that sold me on wanting HBO. That looks dope. That show should not have been as good as it was. Not saying it's perfect, but it was good. It was entertaining, and
Absolutely.
it had some really cool moments. And the cast is fucking awesome. Every single character in it, I was like, I'm interested in you, and you're portraying the character well. So, let's go. Trailer 2.
The Perfection.
Ooh, I don't know about this one, man.
Really?
I don't know. I can watch it.
This movie looks like
fucking crazy.
it's got Kevin and Tim written all over it. I will never watch this film. It looks too
It looks
intense for me.
crazy. I'm in, dude.
The part where Brian, what's her name? The main character from Get Out. She was from Get Out.
I know who you're
Not
talking
Michelle
about.
Williams.
No, Michelle Johnson.
Babe,
Brian
can you pull it up?
Williams.
Get Out or The Perfection,
Amy-
whatever you want to be
Amy Jo-
IMDb.
We're gonna get there. We're
Either
gonna
way,
get there.
when she pulls out the cleaver, I'm like, oh, this movie's gonna be dark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
about
I
this.
feel when the girl turns around and there's things going on there, and you're just like, oh, this is horrifying. What are you doing? What are
Why'd
you
you
doing?
look up live
Allison
Peter?
Williams.
Allison Williams. Why'd you look up live Peter Pan?
'Cause she was in it.
That's your touchstone to her.
Yeah.
Like,
You said
not
Get Out.
No.
Peter.
I do. I do.
It's fine.
You got those
Oh
lines.
God, that's
Jesus.
so
Oh,
fucking
Peter.
so funny. Yeah, dude, I love her. Like she's great. She has that perfect look where she's like, you're attracted to me, but I'm also fucked up and crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
she got crazy look.
Yeah.
She does that crazy look real well.
So
We're like, is this girl gonna mess up my life forever?
I love this being a Netflix movie. Entices me a lot because I'm like, all right, you know, maybe I'll
already
give
got
it a
the
shot. And
service.
if it fucks me up too much, I can
Walk
just bounce
away.
at any
Walk
moment.
away.
I'm not into bugs. I'm not into vomiting. So it's
Is
like
there vomiting in
But
it?
dude, they do
Yeah.
like they do the vomiting, but then they cut to like the casserole, and I'm like, oh, that's
This thing
ruining
is like-
casserole
Yeah.
for
there's
me.
some gross out stuff that I just don't like, you
Yeah.
know, and it's not scary to me. It's just fucked up where I'm like, I don't like dealing with eye gouging stuff like that. It's like,
Always
nah,
very scary.
nah. So there's a lot of nah in this movie, but it's free for me because I already pay, so it's not free.
You've already paid for it, yeah. It's included in your subscription.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stoked for it. I wish I'd gotten the date. I think it was May 24th.
May 24th.
Yeah? All right, cool. May 24th. Looking forward to that one. Next trailer, and this one I'm real excited for. The Boys.
Yeah, boys. This looks great.
Yeah. It looks so good.
I mean, we've talked about this when we first saw the original trailer for this, but the concept behind this is so great. And now, one of the questions I was like, how dark are they going to go with this? And this next trailer, this one that we just watched today, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're going to go with it. They literally have a woman sitting on a guy's face, riding a guy's face so hard that she explodes his head.
Yeah.
And then they have a little miniature guy that dives into a woman. I'm like,
Yep.
this is going to be fucked up.
Real quick,
This is
for
like
anyone that doesn't know the premise, it is like a world where superheroes exist.
Right.
And basically there's an elite task force. It's not really an elite task force. There's a task force that has to deal with superheroes that go too far.
Yeah,
right?
the idea is there's this
Those are the
the
boys.
seven who are like the
Yeah.
Justice League of,
Right,
of,
right, right.
of the world, and outwardly they're these great people, but in their private life they're doing some nasty shit, and every once in a while they get a little out of hand, and they put together this secret organization. I think it's a CIA-run organization with Carl Urban and Jack Quaid as the two main characters who have to come in and spank them every once in a
Sweet
while,
Quaid,
put them back in their place. This is it's worth noting this is Garth Ennis who did Preacher, and Preacher was one of the most fucked up graphic novels I've ever read in my life. So I expect this specifically to be really messed up.
Did you watch the Preacher AMC show?
Sure didn't.
No, yeah, me
No, I
neither.
started watching it and I was like, wow, they really died. This is not Preacher.
Yeah.
They've departed very, very much from the books and they made it more serialized. I could be completely wrong. People can. I watched like an episode. I'm like, I don't like this at all.
I had the same experience.
And it was on AMC, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the whole point of Preacher was that it was supposed to take like all of these sacred things and just fuck them right up the ass, and you can't do that on AMC. And I just, the second I turned in, I was like, this doesn't feel like the graphic novel. I'm not going to watch this at all.
Yeah.
I thought this looked great. I'm very hopeful that it's good. My only fear is that it kind of feels like it's Justice League if every character was Deadpool, but without Ryan Reynolds as any of the Deadpools. And I
Interesting.
feel like Deadpool works because Ryan Reynolds, straight up, like he's so fucking funny, but also because it's riffing and making fun directly of the things that we know and the characters that we know. Whereas this, and even making fun, I'm not just talking about jokes, like even just like how dark it is and how fucked up everything can be. Whereas this just seems like the generic version of that. That's like it's kind of like Ant-Man, but it's not Ant-Man, And I wonder how far it can get away from the core things without it just feeling kind of just derivative of things that we've seen a bazillion times now. This doesn't seem novel. It was novel before, but we've seen good dark superhero now, both dark and comedy wise.
I feel like this is going to go to a place that we've never seen
Yeah,
before.
I hope. I think
where
it's
just
going to.
things are like real in a interesting way.
very
Yeah,
fucked
really
up way.
fucked up way. Yeah, that's the best
Like
way to
if
say it.
Superman was a sex offender kind of way.
No, more
Where
like
you're
if Superman was throwing people into like space.
Space.
Oh, the Greg
Which
Miller
we-
thing, yeah.
Oh, man.
Because we see that shot where,
Yeah, where the guy throws the guy, yeah.
What is he called?
I don't know.
Superion? I think it's that might be from.
Don't know. They got
Something
the
else.
Superman character
Yeah,
in The Boys just hurling
flinging
someone into
up
the air.
fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have high hopes for this.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to. I don't think they're going for a Deadpool vibe. I don't think they're going for
Yeah.
a self-aware vibe. I think they've realized, hey, there's enough. People understand superheroes now on a level where we can twist this around and twist it back on them and have and use this as some really dark satire. And I think it's going to be good because I don't think this could have existed 10 years ago. I just don't think there was enough people who were like, "Oh, what's a superhero?" Superman.
Yeah.
I think we needed to get to the point we're at right now with Marvel and DC and all of the Marvel shows and all that stuff, to the point where we can have the boys come out and make sense and have context, so they don't have to explain every fucking thing to the audience all the time.
It's cool. It's also Amazon Prime, so we
It
all
also
got
makes me think of the Umbrella Academy, which is the only thing that makes me a little bit like,
The Umbrella Academy is amazing. You're wrong about what your opinions
it's
are.
not good.
It's so
boring.
good.
It is very
Not
good.
boring.
It's
Here's the thing: I do get
about
a
as
little
fun
bit
as watching
not,
paint dry.
Not boring, but the trailer kind of gave me little hints and vibes of Watchmen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like that world,
It's
and
a great call, and that's why I'm into it.
yeah, it's exactly.
I liked Watchmen. I liked that world where it's like there's a lot more complexities to people trying to be superheroes in the real world than one would lead on, and it's dark and it's fucked up.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying though. Is like we've seen this before. I feel like this might it's too late now for
Maybe.
this to kind of come out because we've
Yeah.
gotten Deadpool, we've gotten Watchmen, and like those are both the dark sides in the different ways.
But
Yeah, but Deadpool's different. Deadpool's breaking fourth wall, very self-aware, very much
But take
like
that
making
stuff
fun
out
of its
of
own
it.
self.
Take that level out of it. It's a dark world where fucked up shit happens, and a lot of the visuals and a lot of the storytelling is told through things similar to someone sitting on a guy's face and blowing his head up.
Fair, but we've never had the theme of real moral ambiguity with this, and I think that's what this is. It is, what if, like, how do you rectify the fact that there is a guy out there that's Superman, who is the most powerful being on the planet, and he's doing good stuff, but then he's also doing bad stuff, and it brings in the ethics of, like, well, we need him because the public looks up to him, and he does do good shit, but he also does some bad fucking shit, and is that right or wrong, and how do we stop him? Even if we wanted to, we can't stop him. It's just cool.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of there's a lot of area in there where we can make some interesting stories.
And Carl Urban's a badass.
Carl Urban's a bad motherfucker, and Dread 3D. You should go watch Dread.
So good.
It was so good.
So good.
It was so good.
And I think the other thing is the same ambiguity is true for the boys themselves, where it's like they're gonna have to do some fucked up shit to wrangle these guys, and it's like they're not necessarily the good guys. You know
Who
what I mean?
watches The Boys?
My favorite thing is watching the chat right now when I brought up Umbrella Academy. It's literally every other person is, it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad.
It's very good.
Same with Preacher. Oh,
Yeah.
so season 1 was so good. Terrible. Good, terrible.
Umbrella Academy is good, and you're a crazy boy. Moving on to our last trailer, we'll briefly be talking about. It is Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
I really wish I didn't watch this trailer.
Oh, stop. Barrett, stop being a
Barrett.
baby. You gotta.
Oh my god.
The scenes are gonna be better.
You don't understand what Fast and Furious is, Barrett. It's giving you exactly what you think is coming, but you still love it.
And you still
Absolutely.
And you still love
don't
it.
understand that you're gonna get more. Anything you saw in this trailer, there's gonna be
That's
a twist.
5 minutes of the movie.
There's gonna be one more thing that you don't expect.
We saw in the trailer of Fast 7 where they go out of
Yeah.
the
Guys,
building.
the first building, but you didn't see the second
second
building,
building.
Barrett.
Think about
You
it, dude.
didn't see it, Barrett.
And in
I
movie
guess.
theaters, I was like, "What? They did it again?"
No, I will see. All kidding aside, though, Barrett, I'm kind of with you in that there's so many good moments in this trailer that I'm like, why?
I know.
We
didn't
done.
need
Radio
that much.
silence. Let's go. Let's go. We did not need a 3.5 minute long trailer. But that scene where he's like, "Oh, what is that door? Is there bad guys behind that door?" Oh, this is your door.
Yeah.
He's like, "Boy, you got bad guys behind that door," and he's like, "Oh, good stuff in this."
Yeah.
I'm fucking in, dude. Every
I'm-
single
I'm
shot,
very
every
excited.
single line.
Although when
everything.
it goes to Hawaii, wherever Roman Reigns is, I'm like, "That's a weird departure."
I love it.
But
Fuck
it,
it,
like,
let's have
I
family,
think
dude.
that like in the movie, it's gonna make sense where it's like this guy has control of everything. Similar to last time where we had the zombie cars, I'm sure he's gonna have a bunch of that technology, and they're like, we need to get away because he can track us anywhere with anything. Because every car is, you know,
He's Black Superman.
Yeah.
Here's Black Superman.
yeah.
There you go. And God bless, they got fucking Idris Elba to say
I
that
know.
line. They got Idris Elba to say, I'm Black Superman." All right.
I
Let's
could
go
not be
with it.
more in, man.
Me too.
I will be disappointed if this is not the best Fast and Furious movie. That's how good this looks.
No, I think it's good. I think honestly, this is going to be like. I think this is not only going to be the best Fast and Furious movie. I think it's going to usher in a whole new era of Fast and Furious movies.
I agree with that.
Well, now they're superhero movies.
I am concerned that Fast 9 will have digs at this movie. You know, like, because they're a departure, and what's his face? Vin
Dig
Diesel.
away, dude.
Vin
Dig
Diesel
away.
not great friends with The Rock.
Dig away.
Yeah. But I'm so excited. This trailer, while yes, it seems like it gives you the whole damn movie.
it does.
It does.
It does.
Who cares? I'm in. I'm still super excited for the movie.
There are moments
now
in
I'm
this
more
movie
excited.
that like the helicopter and all that stuff. Those are gonna be huge set pieces, and Barrett's right. Like they're showing a lot, but I think it's because they know that the movie is just all about fun and all
Well,
this stuff's
that's
gonna be
the
fun.
thing.
And you're gonna love it when you watch it anyway. And like
You can't spoil fun when it comes to that type
you
of
also
stuff.
can't spoil a movie that's plot is so unbelievably derivative that I could probably write it out right now and it'd be pretty close to what the end movie is going to be.
Yeah.
So who cares? I don't know. But I'm with you, Barrett. Like they did. I don't need to see more.
Nick, you flip-flop.
I'm with him or you're not with him.
I'm with you in that
Yeah.
I don't want I don't need to see any more.
Right,
That's
right.
what
You
I'm
wanna
saying.
see those cool
We're
giant
good.
set pieces.
3.5 minute long trailer's a little much.
Yep.
At a certain
Yeah.
point, watching the trailer again, I'm like, this is a long trailer. The first one I thought was perfect, where he
So
smashes the
stoked.
guy in and goes, "Fuck you."
All right, that was equally long.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right.
By the way, we didn't see any of that in this, with the exception of like the
know.
one shot of them
Them
running
coming down the
building.
wall.
Crazy.
Now it's time for Out Now on streaming services. Really, it's just Amazon Prime has Mid-90s and Bosch Season 5.
Mid-90s is very okay.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to see Mid-90s. I didn't get a chance to see it in movie theaters because it was during my movie theater break when Stream Movie Pass broke my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
That's on Amazon Prime right now?
Yes.
Well, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched 8th Grade, though. I feel like I should watch that first before watching mid-90s. But I will say this. If you guys are looking for a show to get into, Bosch is very, very good.
Very interested
good.
in this.
It's cool. It smacks of like, I want to say if you like The Wire or The Shield, it's kind of got the Shield vibe.
I've seen neither, but one of those Cool Greg loves and always recommends.
The Wire probably, or maybe The Shield.
I think it's
The Shield is really, really good.
The Wire's Gia's favorite show of all time.
Oh.
It's one of the best shows ever made.
Has she seen Arrested Development?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kev.
But like only season 1 through 3.
Wait, One Punch Man season 2's out?
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
It's not. People are. It's getting mixed reviews.
Isn't it weekly though?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So just the first 2 episodes, I would imagine. All right, time for movie theaters near you. Couple movies came out this week of interest. The Curse of La Llorona, a movie that Paula...
Really of interest?
La
Say it again,
Llorona.
One more time for Daddy.
La Llorona.
Oh, yeah.
A movie that Paula is weirdly excited for, and
That's-
frankly, I'm not. And will I watch it this weekend? Maybe. We'll see if I can convince her to go to the movies. Although we have a packed weekend. Another movie called Fast Color. I'm sure Tim, you've seen the trailer for this.
No.
No? Fast Color? You just don't remember it.
Fast Color?
Yeah,
I don't.
it's a really weird movie about like 2 sisters that are living out in the edge of nowhere, and it seems like it's a post-apocalyptic world, and they have some sort of superpower. Like the mom's or grandma character is like, you got to be careful to not get caught using this thing. It's an interesting looking movie that we've seen the trailer for, like in a bunch of movies. Jump forward till
I've
the
never
farm
seen the
scene.
trailer for this. This is
Me neither.
weird.
No, you've never seen the trailer for this?
But in totally unrelated news, yes, One Punch Man, 2 episodes are on Hulu right now. I'm fucking jacked for this.
I'm gonna wait till it's all done because I want to watch it. You've not seen, because these vibrant colors are interesting.
Nope,
No.
don't care.
Oh,
about
anyways,
this.
that is out
This
this
looks
weekend.
like Brightburn or whatever the fucking movie is that's coming out. I'm like,
There's also a movie called Drunk Parents that's coming out that I had never heard of, and I watched a trailer. Barrett, I put the IMDb in there. Can you pull it up? Because I believe it's Salma Hayek as the mom character. And Alec Baldwin.
I could get into this.
Yeah. It looks like a real interesting movie. So if you're interested in what I just said, go and watch the trailer. Lot of like names in there. Joe, what's his face?
Manganello. I'm Joe Manganello. I'm Hal Hippert. What's the guy's name?
Let's just move on. All right, now it's time for your topics. Every week we come to you guys and ask you to respond to something on Patreon, the bronze tier level. This week, everyone kind of responded whatever they wanted on the questions that I didn't ask. So only one person responded to the Disney Plus, which was Jeremy Z. I think I'm with Nick on this one. While having access to MCU and Star Wars movies is great, it isn't enough to get me. It really is going to depend on what Fox movies / shows are available and what they offer for the MCU and Star Wars side projects. I feel like they've kind of started to address that. So hopefully we get more news on exactly what movies they're going to have coming out of the bat. Because I feel like they're going to win you over if they've got the library.
I'm warming to it. I'm warming to it. Like seeing Mandalorian footage, we've seen the what if stuff. I look at if you remember correctly, I was one of those very outspoken advocates against CBS All Access.
Man, that changed real quick.
I'll tell you what.
One show.
Discovery's that good, though. It's that good. If you come out, listen, Disney. Listen, Bobby I. Nailed it. Bobby Iges. You come at me with a fucking show on the level of Discovery, and you might get my business. That's the way it goes.
You might get my business.
For next week, I'm going to ask for anyone doing the bronze tier to please hit us up with your recommendations. What are you watching now that we haven't been talking about?
Not Endgame reviews?
Oh, yeah.
That's a much better call.
Let's do that.
Scrap that. I want your Endgame reviews. This is going to be one of those late ones. You got to submit it Thursday. Remember, make a note. Come in there. Give me your Endgame reviews. What broke your heart? What felt so good that you can't believe they actually included? Just let us know. Keep it to 140 characters. Nice, short, and sweet.
Here's what you do: if you guys are running out of time and you're watching the midnight showing, just start tweeting while you're in the theater. People love that. Take your phone out, and
do
start
not
tweeting.
do
Sure
that.
you're not in the same theater as Greg Miller.
Because he will
Or
scare
Sean
you
Finnegan. He'll
beyond
throw
belief.
ICU.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you had a great time. And if you
We'll
want
see
to,
you. I thought you.
if you want to follow us on social media to see what our likings are, whatever we're tweeting, you can follow Nick at Nick_Scarpino. You can follow Tim at Tim Gettys, or you can follow me at Kinda Funny Kevin.
Sirens are on.
Sirens
See you.
are in.
At the movies.
We'll see you at the movies.
Watch something.